chance and chased a dream, but never realized just how lonely things would be. Now I'm crying on the bathroom floor like spilled milk, with a messy story, just moments till I self-destruct with no one here to clean me up. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored now, all that's filled me up, still tossed away like a plastic cube. And here I'm trying once again, like litter trapped inside the wind, still believing I can get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes, and I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. And still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. It's for you, tonight. There's something inside of me, and I know it's like it just to break. Someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough. I'm bored out, all that's filled me up, still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. I know you feel like a piece of trash, thrown away and forgotten, but please don't let go, 'cause to me you're treasure. Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction when I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to end. Please let me just look at me when I look at you, because you must realize you're barely holding on and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear my cry? I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. And I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside? Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, fallen to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then
Well, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 177. And for this stream, 1 second, let me get my mic turned up a little bit more. Hello, check 1 2. There we go, coming through a little bit louder now. For this stream, I am letting you choose my set list. So I've got a selection of original songs. You can find them in the description on YouTube, and whichever song of mine you'd like me to play, just let your request be made known, and I will play that song for you. We got a few people in the chat. Let's catch up with the chat, and we'll get some music happening here. Let's see here. Hey, Indy, good to see you. Hi, Quincy. I can't stay, but I'm sharing this around. Well, I appreciate you for staying, for sharing, and I always appreciate you, even if you're just dropping in to say hello. Always good to hear from you, Indy. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for saying hello. If you have time for a song, feel free to make a request. I can play one for you. But if you got to get going, no worries. Totally understand. Good to see you, Lady C. That guitar sounded awesome. Well, thank you very much. It's good to hear from you. I feel like it's been a little while. I don't want to give anything away, but I actually did a little bit of editing. I finally got around to a little video that you know about, and finally got around to editing it. It's not quite done yet, but I am hoping to put that out in the next couple weeks or so, something like that. So, but it's good to hear from you. I hope you've been doing well. Let me know if there's any projects coming up that you're excited about, or any ventures, whatever's new with you. Just give me an update on how things are going with you. Jack, always good to hear from you. Oh, man. I was in such a rush to speak. You know how you're like taking a sip and then you're trying to get back to a conversation? That went down the wrong pipe. That's frustrating. So, there we go. Good way to kick things off. Jack was saying, most inspiring is the filmmakers allowed him to come up with his own final lines. He was talking to the audience. It was beautiful, I thought. Yeah, well, it's definitely nice that they kind of, like, I guess if it was known, like if he was already dealing with some stuff and then he got to be part of the movie and kind of got to express one final message, then yeah, it's kind of nice what they came up with. I think that's a very important message. I'll even read it. He said, I intend to enjoy the time I have left, and I suggest you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every second, because you never know when. Good luck. And I think that's a great message. Life, it's unfortunate that some people miss out on, like, what an opportunity life is. It's such a great gift. It offers so much opportunity, and you really just got to go out and have the boldness to make the most of it. And so often we take it for granted. So that's a good reminder. Are you still feeling the effects of the cold? I'm actually on the up and up. I did a little bit of singing before this stream, and I'm feeling better. So I'm hoping I can finally record vocals. Some of you know I've been working on a new song, and I'm in the process of getting that produced. But I was a bit delayed on recording the vocals. Normally I would have recorded the vocals by now, but because of my cold, I wasn't able to. I'm feeling pretty good right now, and I tried singing, and some of those high notes are feeling pretty good without my voice, like, kind of getting all scratchy and stuff. So feeling good. So I'm hopeful, like, if this keeps up, then I think I can tackle it on Monday. I'd love to get that song recorded. Part of me, like, I tested it a little bit, and I was like, man, I actually feel good. Maybe I could even try it tonight, but it was just too short of notice. Like, I didn't know how well I'd be able to sing till, like, just a little while ago. So it was definitely too short notice. But I'm definitely looking forward to sharing this new song with you all. Lady C was saying, I put a video that I worked really hard on out a few weeks ago. That's about all I've been up to. I think I would have seen that if he put it out a few weeks ago, but maybe I missed it. But I'll double check. And at the moment, I'm working on trying to wake up. So thanks. That guitar helped. Well, there we go. Well, I can clank on that a little bit more and make some loud noise, and hopefully that'll help you wake up. I don't know if you were just having a nap or if you're in a different time zone or something. If I recall, I think you're on the same time zone as me, East Coast. All right. I don't know if drinking more water helps when the previous one didn't, but feels like it's clearing up. But Jack, Lady C, if you or if anyone else tuning in, if you've got a song request that you'd like, again, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube here. And actually, I'm going to make a quick little tweak here. I'm going to post a link in just a second. Let me get this tweaked. There we go. All right. So there we go. If any of you would like to buy me a milkshake, there's a virtual tip jar link right there. I'm going to pin that at the top. There we go. So feel free. I could always go for a milkshake. So, all right. Well, guys, let me know if there's anything fun or eventful that's happened. Let me know what goals you're working towards, what you got going on. I was telling Jack just a little while ago, again, I do have a new song in the works. Some of you have heard the title is going to be called Farewell to Fear. And the only reason, the music's coming along, things have been fine, but I was going to record the vocals for it, but I'd been dealing with some cold. Thankfully, feeling a bit better, so hoping to record vocals on Monday. And I'm hoping to perform the song for you all soon. It is a challenging song. Like, it is pushing me as a vocalist. And I got to be honest, like, it's annoying, but it's a good thing, too. Because it was the same thing with Plastic Cup. And it was actually the same thing with A Mirror That Was Broken. Both of those songs have pushed me as vocalists. Like, when I first kind of try them out, I'm like, man, this is a tough song to sing. I'm like, can I do this? And then, but the more you practice and the more you try, like, you eventually find kind of the right way to do it. You improve your technique, and it really helps you. And so I'm hoping at some point, like, I'll write a song that's like, finally, this one's easy to sing. But that's not the case. Here's another song coming out that's really pushing me as a vocalist. But I've tried it, and so, like, I know I can do it, but it's definitely it's not an easy song, though. It's definitely pushing me as a vocalist, and it's going to take a little bit of practice, so we'll see how we go. Jack was saying, well, I would have suggested something different, but maybe Ascension is the one I'll suggest. You can suggest whatever you'd like, but yeah, I'll play Ascension for you in just a bit here. And Lady C is saying, tee-hee. You have a song called Waking Up. How about that? I hate when that happens. Most of the songs are hard to sing. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm hoping one of these days I write one. Because, when I write a song, I just write whatever melody sounds good. I'm not worried about whether I can sing it or not. I just do what sounds best for that song. And then I try out and I find out if I can sing it. And most of the time, or at least the latest songs I've been writing, they've been pushing me. But again, I think it's a good thing, like, because now I can sing them okay. Plastic Cup's still tough. Like, if I'm having a rough time, that's a hard one to get through. If I'm feeling good, then I can sing that song pretty good. And that's kind of a confidence booster when you can get through it. A Mirror That Was Broken, the more I've practiced that one, that one's not too bad. I don't think that one's quite as hard as Plastic Cup. So again, that's why it's annoying, because it's hard, but at the same time, it does kind of help you become a better vocalist. So I do appreciate that. But I'm hoping one day I'll just write one, and it's like, wow, this one's nice and easy. I can just rock this one. Don't have to try too hard to make this one sound good. So we'll see. All right, we got Waking Up. What's kind of funny is, I'll play Waking Up there's a part in Waking Up that I think will help you wake up. So we'll do that. Let's kick things off with Ascension. That was Jack's request. And then Lady C, I will get to Waking Up for you. So let me find Ascension real quick. I've got it somewhere. But I've got a new song in the works, and because I haven't been able to, that's the only tricky thing. Because I haven't been able to record vocals, I've had to work on other parts. I've been working on the music, and that sounds fine. That's kind of at a good checkpoint with that. But I think I'm going to get onto the music video. And I was brainstorming yesterday, and I've got a concept that I think is doable, but I think interesting and will work well for the song. So I'm a bit excited about it. So I'm actually planning to shoot the music video tomorrow. And I think I'm going to have to shoot it at night because I'm planning to, like, I don't want any sunlight coming through the windows. I'm going to shoot it mostly interior, but I want it to be dark outside, and I want to use a lot of the interior lights to kind of create a more moody kind of lighting setting. So I'm planning to shoot that tomorrow night. All right. Well, for anyone else just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. I'm going to go ahead and play a song for Jack. This was requested. My song Ascension. This one's an instrumental. Jack, I hope you like it. This one goes out to you. This is Ascension. Thank you. Again, that one was called Ascension. That was requested by Jack. Jack, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. And for anyone who did enjoy the song, that one is available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. So you can certainly check it out again later. All right, let's catch up with the chat. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. And for this evening's stream, I'm letting you all choose my set list. I've got a selection of original songs in the description on YouTube, so whichever song of mine you'd like me to play, just make a request, and I'll play that song just for you. If you're not super familiar with my catalog of music, no worries. Just pick a title that sounds interesting. I will play it for you, and we'll find out if you like it or not. We'll see. Hey, we got Becky in the chat. Hey, Becky. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm so tired tonight, I just realized I've been passively sitting here watching. Oh, wow. So you've been here. You just haven't been chatting and stuff. If you're tired, don't feel like you have to stay up. I know it's late where you are, and I know you're a bit of a night owl, but I always appreciate you tuning in, but definitely take care of yourself. Get some rest. If there's a song I can play for you, let me know. And if that's it, if I can play one song for you and then you got to get some sleep, that's totally fine. Don't feel like you have to stay up. But I always appreciate you tuning in. I always appreciate your company and your conversation. I hope you're doing well. Aside from being tired, let me know how your week's been. Is there anything coming up you're excited about? Certainly would like to catch up with you some. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Much appreciated. Beautiful. Thank you, Lady C. Very kindly. Let's see here. Gotcha. Becky and Lady C, I don't believe you two have actually met. Maybe you have, but Becky's fairly new here. She's, been watching for about a month's worth of, well, I don't know if it's a month's worth, about a month, but it's just once a week. So, she's been watching the past 5 or 6 streams, something like that. So, Lady C, Becky, both great individuals. Meet each other. How do you introduce? Lady C, this is Becky. Becky, this is Lady C. Hard to introduce people virtually because you're not standing here here's this person, but there you go. Both great people in the chat. So nice for you two to meet each other. I fell asleep early and got up to take a pre-live stream shower. Gotcha. Let's see here. I'm okay. Yep, some chatting in the chat. Good stuff. We've met now. Yep, there you go. You two have met. That's good. Has anybody requested Let's Start Again? Not yet, but you have, so I will play that. Appreciate the effort, Quincy. Yeah, thanks, Lady C. Yeah, I try. All right, let's see here. We got 2 requests. We got one for Waking Up by Lady C, and then we've got Let's Start Again requested by Becky. So let me go ahead and do Waking Up first, just because Lady C had requested that. And that way, Becky has to stay around longer because she has to wait for her song now. So there we go. So that's okay. So we'll play Waking Up, and then Becky, I'll play your song as well. All right, Lady C, this one's called Waking Up. It's funny. I know, actually, both of you have that in common right now. Lady C was saying she was feeling a bit tired. I think she maybe just woke up, is trying to wake up or something. I hope this one wakes you up, but this one's actually a little soft at first. This is kind of a slow burn, kind of a gradual build. So this one kind of starts off a little softer, and then it will get in intensity. So definitely by the last chorus, that part will wake you up, but the first bit might be a bit soothing, So here we go. This is Waking Up. Lady C, this one goes out to you. I hope you enjoy it.
It's too much effort to pull away the covers that hold me down and won't let go. It smothers me, the weight of this anxiety pressing me into my pillow. Blissful sleep, chasing lies and counting sheep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am,
waking up so I can start to dream. I toss and turn, and tick by tock the hours burn, pleading for this night to end. A part of me begging to go back to sleep, sure as easy, but not for me. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. You're not worth less. You have purpose. Wake up, see it. Time to dream it. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up! I'm facing what's in front of me! I won't back down, I can't stop, no. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. So here I am with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up so I can start to dream. Thank you. Again, that one is called Waking Up. That was requested by Lady C. Lady C, thank you for your request. I hope that one woke you up. And if anybody else enjoyed the song, that one is available on streaming on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. You should be able to find it there. So, all right, for anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. For this evening's stream, I'm letting you, the viewers, choose my set list. So you can find my songs in the description here on YouTube. And whichever song of mine you'd like me to play, just let your request be made known, and I'll play the song just for you. And if you're not super familiar with my catalog, no worries. Just pick a title that sounds interesting, and I'll play it for you, and we'll find out if you like it or not. All right, let's see here. Catching up with the chat. Becky, I'm going to get to Let's Start Again in just a bit here. I heard of Lady C in some other chats. You've introduced some other viewers to Quincy. Yes, I believe so. Because there's a few people. There's a little bit of a streaming community, I guess you could say. There's other streamers, and I kind of got invited in. I don't know how long ago it was. It's been a little while now, but certainly about a year ago, maybe a bit longer. And I got to meet a lot of other people who do live streams. Lady C does live streams from time to time. There's people like Chad. He's one. He was kind of, I feel like, one of the main sort of instigators that I kind of got attached with. I was originally introduced from someone named Dom. I don't believe you've met that person yet. But Dom's kind of the one who introduced me to all these other streamers and all this community of music fans. And so it was nice. It was kind of a nice way to sort of meet other people doing a similar thing to me and make some connections there. So so there's a little bit of a community here. That's kind of nice, you know. Let's see here. I guess my ears should have been burning. Let's see here. A little bit of laughing from Jack. All right, let's see here. Lady C was saying, and I'm glad I've introduced some folks to Quincy. Yep, you've introduced me to some kind people, that's for sure. Okay, this is sounding familiar now. Couldn't think of how it went. The title was just too appropriate to pass up. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard it before because I've had that song out for a while, and I'm pretty sure I've played it for a few streams that you've attended. So, yeah, sometimes, you know, you might forget the title of a song, and then you hear it, and it's like, oh, I recall that one. Let's see here. Sounds like the voice works. It's coming along. Yep, I've been getting over the cold stuff. It's more like now I just kind of got to get reconditioned. You know, I haven't really been coughing anything up or anything, so I'm singing okay. It's just kind of now I got to get back in vocal shape. So that's the next thing. It's not like you just get over the cold and you're like, all right, now I can sing, you know, like my lungs out. It's like, you know, you don't just pick up where you left off. Now I kind of got to get back in shape for singing. But I think I can do it. I think I'll be okay. Definitely, it's feeling good. So that's given me some confidence that hopefully I can record vocals on Monday because I really want to get the vocals recorded for that song. And I'd love to play it for you all. I love bringing new music to you guys. So hate it when something like a cold kind of delays it. Yeah, Indy, I think Indy was just slipping in to say hello for a bit, and I think she has since moved on, but I appreciate her sharing. If anyone else is just tuning in, don't be shy, say hello. Excellent, thank you, Lady C. It was a good choice. Yep, thank you for the applause, Jack, much appreciated. All right, well, in a moment here, I'm going to play Becky's song, and Becky had requested Let's Start Again. But just to fill you all in, yeah, I think pretty much the main things that have gone on, working on a new song, planning to shoot the music video tomorrow, and looking forward to that. And again, if everything goes according to plan, I think sometime in June is the release date for that song. Let me see if I got the release date here. The song's called Farewell to Fear. Definitely looking forward to sharing it with you all. Aiming for a release just about a month from now, June 23rd. So a little shy of a month. But basically, got to get the vocals recorded and finish producing the actual song. I'm currently working on the music video, and then even after that, once I've got those parts, then I have to make some promotional material, you know, make all the shorts and things just to get the song out so more people can be aware of it. And so that's kind of what happens. You know, it's not like once you finish the song, it's not just ready to put out. There's a lot of marketing material that you have to prepare before you release it. So that's kind of the process here of getting all that stuff in place. Becky was saying it's okay. It just gives us more reason to keep turning in for the new song. Well, good. Yeah, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I'm definitely excited to share it with you all. Lady C, sorry, Becky, I don't know if you had heard Let's Start Again. I might have played it for a stream that you've heard, because this is actually a very old song of mine. And it's not a song that I've officially released. I don't know if you heard the story. I'm sure Lady C and Jack have heard the story many times. But so this song, basically when I was first kind of getting online, getting onto YouTube, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I didn't even know what I wanted to do musically. So I did a lot of different styles of music. You know, my sound is definitely more kind of the hard rock, metal, emo kind of stuff. That's definitely the sound that I focus on these days, but I enjoy even heavier stuff. I mean, if you've heard me play some of the instrumental stuff, you can hear it's almost more akin to technical metal or progressive metal, that kind of stuff. And then even softer stuff, you know, I like punk rock, pop punk, even, you know, really light, like acoustic kind of music. So I enjoy quite a bit. I listened to an older stream the other night. That was where I heard it. Okay, so you heard it there. Yep. So maybe you've even heard this story, but it was kind of an older song. So it's definitely more of kind of an alternative rock, maybe a little bit of pop punk kind of sound to it. But it was actually when I first started streaming, you might be familiar with Daniel. It's kind of how we met. He made a request. He's like, hey, could you play Let's Start Again for one of your streams? And I was like, you know, I would, but it's kind of an older song. I do more metal stuff now, so I appreciate that. But but I just don't play that kind of that's not the kind of music I do these days. And he was like, no worries, you know, that's cool. And then I kind of stopped and I was like, what the heck? You know, what am I thinking? Some guy on the internet actually likes one of my songs and wants me to play it. Like, what am I doing? So I'm like, hey, I changed my mind. You know, if you show up to the stream, I'll play the song for you. So he showed up, and I played it for him, and he's been showing up ever since. So that's how Daniel and I kind of met and ended up becoming friends. So that's sort of a song I kind of designate that as Daniel's song. I definitely, you know, look for the opportunity. Heck, if he ends up showing up later, you know, he'll request other songs, but a lot of times that's one that he'll mention from time to time. So that's sort of the history behind that one. So it's kind of an exclusive. I do think I have a video of it. I think I ended up sharing a video of me performing maybe an acoustic version. I don't know if I have the full band version. But yeah, that's kind of the little story behind that song. Let me grab my capo. And actually, I got to get the backing track set up, so I'm getting a little out of track here, but I was hoping Daniel would be here. Then you could sing it for him. Yep, I got you. Yeah, sometimes, you know, he could be a busy guy. Sometimes he'll tune in early. Sometimes it's later. Sometimes he'll drop in just to say hello. Sometimes he's working. But usually he's pretty consistent. Hey, Silas, good to have you in the chat. How have you been? Let me know if anything fun or eventful has happened lately or if there's anything coming up that you're looking forward to. Surprise. Yep, always a good surprise to have Silas in the chat. Let me get this backing track set up. All right, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to get set up, and we'll give this one a go. Yep, this one is Let's Start Again. Now, I might have to do a little test run on the solo. It's not a hard guitar solo, but I always forget how to play it. So I don't want to totally bomb the solo when it comes. Nope. There we go. All right, we'll give it a go. Becky, this one goes out to you. I hope you enjoy it. This is Let's Start Again.
Let's take it back just one more time and see if you and I can make it right. I don't understand, why do we always have to fight? It's a cycle we go through. You and I are too afraid to lose. It wouldn't be so hard if you would just tell me the truth. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again. Let's take it back just one more time and try to figure out the reason why. Do you feel the same, or are you messing with my mind? I can never understand what's going on inside your head. You could run away, or you could talk to me instead. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched as we fell apart. You are the could love me too. So let's start again. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. Do you think that you could love me? Let's start again. Let's start again.
Thank you. Again, that one is called Let's Start Again. That was requested by Becky. Becky, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And for this stream, I'm letting you all choose my set list. So whichever song of mine you'd like to hear, you can find them listed in the description on YouTube. Just let your request be made known, and I'll play. Hey, look, Daniel showed up. So I was talking, and then I saw Daniel's username. So, Daniel, I hope you got to catch that. We played your song. Yep, that's my song. That's right. Yep, so I hope you got to hear it. Yep, that was requested by Becky. So, and we were talking about you, too. You know, you always come up in the conversation whenever that song's being played. So, Daniel, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if anything fun or eventful has happened lately, if there's anything coming up that you're excited for. And Fab, good to see you as well. Hope you're doing good. Silas, Fab, Daniel, if any of you have any requests, just let me know. You can find my songs in the description on YouTube. Let's catch up with the chat here. Let's see. Yep, some hellos happening. Thank you, Silas, saying love. Let's start again. I'm glad you like it. Thank you for the star eyes, Becky. Much appreciated. Happy Thursday, Quincy, and everyone in the chat. Happy Thursday to you as well, Fab. Hope you've been doing well. Yep, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I've actually been saying that a few mornings lately. Kind of just a nice thing to remember. We were kind of on topic with what we were talking about. Jack was sharing sort of that message shared from, let's see, what was the actor's name in the Final Destination movie? I'll find it. I'm scrolling back up. Yeah, Tony Todd's. I think he was passing and shared this quote: "I intend to enjoy the time I have left, and I suggest you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every second because you never know when. Good luck." And I think that's a good message to remember. And so sometimes it helps just to wake up and remember that every day you wake up and that you can move. It's a gift, you know, so this is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. You know, don't take it for granted. Make the most of it. So good stuff you all are sharing. Let me see. Let me find my place now. Yep, some hellos happening. Thanks for the heart. And here's our highlighted lyric. It's true, I'm still in love with you, and do you think that you could love me too? And, you know, that song, I think the message is pretty obvious, but kind of just a relationship struggle. It's not knowing what's going on in the other person's head. And, you know, there was this time when you were, you know, passionate and in love, and something has happened, and it's not the same anymore, and you're trying to work it out. You're trying desperately to fit these pieces together, and it's frustrating, but at the same, and you almost want to give up and let go, but at the same time, it's just, you know, you still care for that person. You still love that person. So, yeah, so those are the lyrics there. Had to fix my hair a little bit. It was kind of okay. You know, it's tricky with headphones. Like, it looks better without headphones. And I try to get like a little bit of stuff coming, but and it's hard because it's also, there we go. Yeah. So I try to, I don't know. it just looks like bedhead. Whatever. You know, try to get like a little style with it, but the headphones make it hard. If it's like too pushed back, I look like I'm bald or something like that. So whatever. Not going to stress about it. Okay. Fab, you should be familiar with the song. Great song. Yep. Well, if you weren't, I'm glad you liked it. Great song. But yeah, that was Let's Start Again. This is the one that I tend to play for Daniel a lot. Yep, a favorite of Daniel's. That's my song. Yep, good to have you in the chat, Daniel. Yeah. Timing. Yeah, good timing from Daniel. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Oh, of course, Daniel. Turns up when it's over. Oh, you were coming like right at the end of it. Well, yep, we had just played it, so, but hopefully you caught like a little bit of it. Just caught the end of it. Awesome. Well, thank you, Daniel. Much appreciated. Thanks for making Quincy play this song. I really love it. Well, thank you, Becky. I'm glad you like it. And yeah, Daniel is the one to thank because I wouldn't normally have pulled it out. I wasn't planning on playing it. You know, he's the one who got me to get it out. You know, so. Just got done editing some songs. May do a live test later to see how it turns out. Definitely excited for that. Do you have a date in mind? I remember you were saying it's what is it, 10 years on YouTube or something like that? Or I don't know if it's that long. Some kind of milestone or celebration for you. And I know that's kind of what you were preparing the stream for. So definitely excited. If you've got a planned date for that, let us know. You know, well, I'm sure many of us would love to turn up for that. I'll definitely try to turn up for that as best I can. Fab is stupendous. I'm glad to hear that. Thinking about learning a new Iron Maiden song too. That'd be cool. I've actually been learning a song. If you guys want to hear a beautiful instrumental, I'm going to recommend the song. I'll type it in the chat. "Where the Sky Ends." "Where the Sky Ends" by Silosis. Some of you already know that Silosis is a favorite band of mine. And their style is a bit heavier than what I do. You know, they're definitely more, I mean, they can be straight up thrashy, but kind of more like kind of melodic death metal, maybe a little bit of technical metal in there. They're not like super like prog tech or anything like that. I don't know. They've got great melody. That's what I'll say. They're heavy, but they've got great melody in their music. But Where the Sky Ends is an instrumental, and it's got really beautiful guitar parts in it. It's got a really, really awesome guitar solo, and that's what I'm currently working on. I've actually learned the song already, but the guitar solo is really fast, so it's just I'm learning the notes, and then it's just going to take some time to practice them till I can get it up to speed. So that's cool, Daniel, that you're learning a new Iron Maiden song. It's fun to learn some new guitar songs. I don't always get to take time to do that, but I wanted to do that pretty recently myself. Silas is working on some original songs. That's good. Glad to hear that, Silas. You'll have to let me know if you're planning to record and post anything soon. Got some practice with my drummer on Saturday, so that's exciting. Awesome. Glad y'all are making it happen. You could wear a headband. Maybe. I don't know if that would fix what I'm trying to do. Like I'll try to, here, I'll model for you real quick. So, you know, if I take the headphones off, you know, like I've got like some nice length to my hair, you know, so it's like that's the nice thing. It's nice hair, but when you got the headphones, it just like, you know, it just kind of squeezes it all. So I'm always trying to figure out like how to look best with headphones on. So like that's not too bad. It's kind of more of the slick back look, but you know, it definitely doesn't have the same kind of length to it, you know, the same flow to it. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. You worry about your looks. You're so vain. I am. Yes, absolutely, Fab. I'm so vain about my looks. Now, more, what do you call it? It's, I wouldn't call it vanity when you're trying not to be distracting. You know, if you did like the whole stream and then you realize you had this like big poof of hair and you're like, oh my gosh, people are probably just looking like that. It's more like just being mindful of decency, you know. But let's see here. Sorry, I lost my place. On YouTube, 18 years. Wow, yeah. Plan on relearning One by Metallica because it was the first video I ever posted. That'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool to revisit that song and do another one. Yep, I yeah, Becky was saying you could request it again later. I will do songs more than once. It's nice not to do them back to back, but certainly, maybe after a few songs, I certainly don't mind playing it again. I've done it before. Sometimes people come in later and they request a song that's already been done, but no worries. I can play it just for them. So, and yeah, sounds like Daniel did do a live stream a couple weeks ago. I think it was just still testing, if I recall. I don't know if it was like an actual live stream or if you were just still doing some tests. But I've seen you. I'll see every now and then. I'll be like, oh, Daniel's streaming. And if I can, I like to slip in and say hello, but don't always get a chance to. Basically, it's like crappy video editing, audio versus new. Yeah, so new and old. The new Iron Maiden tour has me psyched. They're playing Murder in the Romorg. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that's cool. Yeah, that's cool that they're going on tour. I didn't realize I was even subscribed. I must be subscribed to something from Chevelle, but I got a notification in the mail, not email. Like I got like a postcard in the mail of their tour dates, and it was like, we're going on tour and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's cool. And they're coming to a few places close to me in Virginia, so I've written down the dates, and if I can make it, I think I'm going to try to. I think I'm going to try to make it out. I'd love to. I've never seen Chevelle live. I would love to go see them. Becky's saying, I never even heard of Silosis before watching these streams. Yeah, they're I don't know. They're definitely not like a huge band. I think anyone into that kind of music, like if you're into more technical prog kind of metal heavy music, then Silosis is probably going to come up eventually. But even still, they're not. I think they're gaining more recognition. They deserve it. I think they're super underrated, but they're definitely not like a mainstream band like Metallica, or even these days like a band like Architects, or who else? I think Bring Me the Horizon. Those are some bands that are a little more popular in really heavy music, and Silosis doesn't quite have that much attention, but they're a favorite of mine. Silas asking, would you like trying some elements of death metal in a song of yours, but it's just not your strength? Definitely not a lack of strength. It's more of consistency. How do I say this? So people, I've mentioned this before. When you're trying to pursue a career in music, people need to know what to expect from you. And I like a wide variety of music. Like I'll even kind of demonstrate like just like a little sample so you kind of get the idea. Let's see, like I can't one day put out a song that's like, it's just another day and you're not here by my side. I see you and you're talking to that guy. Like I can't put out that song and then the next song I put out is like super like I can't go from like soft happy stuff and then to like chuggy death metal, so it's not a fact that I can't do it. It's just that people have to know what to expect from me. And I know even some of you are probably like, hey, that's amusing, like I'd love a soft happy summer song from you and then like a heavy death metal song from you. But yeah, people need to know what to expect from you. So I would love to do that. Actually, in the future, I would love to have another project that's a little bit heavier. And I'd like to maybe collaborate with some other musicians and do more of that style of music. Even if you listen to the instrumentals that I do, the instrumentals are totally technical metal, progressive metal, that kind of stuff. With my project, with Quincy Kane, I add a little bit of that stuff. Like I have some heavy parts. I mean, even if you listen to the breakdown in Plastic Cup, like that's pretty heavy. I mean, that could pass for like a deathcore song or something if you just heard that part. So my songs definitely have, from time to time, these heavy moments, but then they also go to the other end and they have these very vulnerable, you think of songs like Love's Not Fair, even Waking Up is a little bit softer, and some of like the song I'm working on, Poison, I'm kind of like, I play with that wide range of sound, but it all still sounds cohesive. Like it sounds like it's coming from the same person. So yeah, it's not that I wouldn't want to do death metal elements in my song or anything like that. It's definitely not a factor of it not being a strength or anything. It's just about, since I like Silosis, just the sound I'm going for and the way I'm trying to present myself, Silosis wouldn't be a very compatible band. Like, they're a favorite of mine, but it's, again, the stuff I'm doing is definitely more akin to Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, Flyleaf, like those kind of bands, those kind of artists. That's more of the route that I'm kind of going with my music. And then, but eventually I'd like to do another project, and it would probably be more akin to like Silosis, The Faceless, Between the Buried and Me, that kind of stuff. Be really cool. Daniel saying, how about Ascension? Give your vocals a rest for a bit. I can do that. That we got a request for Ascension from Daniel. Lady C was saying, my first video was 15 years ago, but I hit it long ago. No worries. Hey, at least you put something out there. And there's actually a video I saw fairly recently. Someone was talking about, every artist, when they first start off, they always have cringy stuff. Like everyone's figuring it out. You have to start somewhere. When you first kind of get out there, looking back, yeah, maybe it's a little rough, but you have to go through that stage. You have to go through that process, and that's just part of growing. And if anything, you can kind of look back and be proud of like how far you've come. So certainly nothing to be embarrassed of. Fab has a request for Weight of Tomorrow. Absolutely. I'll get that one for you in just a bit here. And I still want an LP on vinyl. I'm hoping to make that a reality someday, Fab. Again, I can't promise it's in the near future, but I'll be glad one day. I hope I can hand it to you in person. If the day comes where I have the reason to make an LP and on vinyl, then I'd love to come like visit you or invite you to a show or something, and then be like, Fab, here is your LP. So glad to hand it to you. But I can't promise that's in the near future, but hopefully someday. Silas saying, I've done like some progressive metalcore, but if you haven't noticed, like even from the streams, I've kind of dropped that a little bit. I definitely still have, my stuff can still pass for metalcore. I definitely still have some progressive elements in there, but I'm just trying not to market myself as that, because there's a certain expectation. If I market myself as this progressive metal, death metal, metalcore style, the people who listen to that music, they come check it out, they'll be like, this isn't, this isn't that sound, It certainly has elements of that sound in it, but Lady C saying, I guess I'm too inconsistent to pursue a career in music. No, that just means if you want a career in music, you got to be consistent. And a career in music kind of depends on what you want. For me, I want to be an original artist, so I just want to write songs. That's all I want to do. But some people, a career in music, it could just be, hey, I sing other people's songs. I'm not worried about writing original material. I enjoy singing other people's songs. Or I'm going to be a part of a band, or I'm going to do my own thing, or I'm going to be just a recording vocalist. Like, I do covers, but I also collaborate with people and record vocals with them, whatever it might be. There's certainly more than one way to have a career in music, and it just depends on what you want. But you're certainly capable. Becky's saying, oh, yeah, I listened to that Killswitch Engage song always. It's great. I'm glad you checked it out. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, that's a good one. Killswitch is a favorite of mine. I could drop a lot of songs. And then, some laughing from Becky from my little demonstration. There we go. Hey, we got Stan in the chat. Hey, Stan, what's up? Good to see you. Stan, if you've got a request, let me know, and I'll play it for you. And Daniel commenting, sometimes it's good not to know what to expect from a band, though, especially live. Back in the day, that's how some opening bands outshine the main act. Now, you're not wrong about that, but there's still a balance there. So like what I was demonstrating, doing like death metal and then doing like that kind of like happy summer kind of sounding song, that's a bit too much of a contrast. But I do agree that there is a wider range. That's something I've realized before. Like even I kind of had a plan of all these different projects. I've got a lot of like punk rock kind of ideas, and I was thinking that needed to be a separate project, but now part of me is like, you know what? It's honestly not that much of a stretch. I could probably still do some of these songs in my project. And even, there's certain bands like even Breaking Benjamin, if you've heard that song, my gosh, what's it called? It's almost like a lo-fi beat kind of song. It's a very different sound. And again, you look at a band like Evanescence, and they've got songs like Good Enough. You know, yes, they have the upbeat, like new metal kind of sound, but then they do these softer piano songs. Sorry, I'm trying to find this Breaking Benjamin song. It's actually kind of encouraged me. I'll look up these artists, and you're right. Sometimes they do kind of take you for a loop. You sort of have one sound you expect from them, and then they drop something else that's a little bit different, but even though it's different, it somehow still feels appropriate. You know what I mean? Like even if it's kind of a different sound, it still feels like it is from that artist. Hold on, it's going to come up in just a second here. I'm waiting for YouTube to load it. You Fight Me, that's what it's called. I knew it was something like that. So the song You Fight Me by Breaking Benjamin, if you look that up, that's not really the sound you would expect from Breaking Benjamin, and yet it's a great song and really cool. The chorus maybe kind of kicks in a little bit more. And so, you know, I appreciate that. Whenever I discover songs like that, it kind of encourages me, like, hey, I can be a little more, like, I can branch out a little bit. I don't have to lock into just one single sound. And hopefully you guys will realize that. Again, you know, even this year, I think you'll see, like, I'm getting into newer songs, and so I think you'll see, you know, I'll have some heavy songs, kind of like Plastic Cup, and even this new song coming out is a little heavier. And then I'll have some songs that are a little more unique, some a little bit softer. You know, some of you have already heard Poison, and Poison is a bit different than some of the other things I've done. So you're not wrong about that. It is good to kind of switch it up and kind of so people don't know exactly what to expect from you. And that's been important to me too. Like, I want to establish for people, here's what I sound like when I do something heavy, and then here's what I sound like when I do something soft, so that they already know, at least they know to expect, like, oh, you know, there can be a wide range of sounds coming from this artist, but I want them to know what genre it's, you know, kind of what ballpark the music's going to be in. I love the sound that you do, and I guess I wasn't thinking earlier. No, it's all right. You probably I mean, I didn't know that either. You know, when I was first kind of getting started, I was a little bit all over the place, and just over time, I've kind of learned how to. You kind of learn how to rein it in, and then you learn how to branch it out. You know, so it's gone. I've been to both extremes. You know, I've been with too much variety, and then I've maybe been a bit too single sounded, like just a single sound, and I'm kind of learning how to branch that sound out again. All right, let me get to playing some music here. If you made a request, I saw it. I'll scroll back up and find it, but go ahead and type it again. That way it's all together and I can get to it. Daniel's saying, I'd love to post more music weekly, but I already put in about 50 hours a week at work. Yeah, man, well, I hope you can find some solution for that. Maybe if you can set up yourself, I don't know if you can set up yourself a source of passive income and, you know, get yourself an online business or something. And if you can get that going, then maybe you can work less hours at your job, whatever it might be. But, yeah, I'd love for you to be able to do that. Best I can suggest is finding some way to create a source of passive income. Heck, I'll even share with you, for anyone who's interested in that, I mean, if you want more time, the guy to go to is Graham Cochran. Let me get his name typed in. Here we go. He teaches how to create online businesses that can generate passive income. And, you know, his saying is teaching you how to live, hold on, how is it? Work less and live and give more. That's what he says. He shows you how to work less and live and give more. That's kind of the whole point. If you can set up an online business that generates passive income, that is a source of income that allows you not to have to work quite so much. You have more time, but then he encourages you not only to use that time just for yourself, but to also be generous and to give. So he's got a lot of great philosophies, and he teaches you how to come up with ideas for your business and stuff. So if you think like, hey, I can't start a business, it's like, well, you might be surprised. You know, definitely check out some of his videos, and he's very generous with the stuff that he shares. So definitely check him out. Let's see here. Man, Daniel's always got something good on the menu. Sausage and egg burritos. That sounds good. I could go for that. Lady C saying I'm inconsistent with all that as well. Let's see here. Stan still figuring out what's on the menu. Yep. I think Forever is another one. Yeah, Becky, when I was saying, yeah, You Fight Me was the one I was thinking, but I think you're right that Forever is kind of another song of theirs that is a little different than their typical sound. Punk rock is awesome. The punk era was definitely crazy for its time, and the bands, hard to believe some of the bands that came out during that time, a little more wild than some heavy metal. Yeah, punk was just definitely all, just rebellion, no rules, and angst and that kind of thing. So there was definitely some crazy sound there. For me, it's a little bit of that. When I say punk, I definitely probably lean more towards like the punk rock and like the emo punk kind of sound. More like 2000s punk, mid 2000s, that kind of stuff. But I know when punk first emerged, yeah, it was definitely there's definitely some cool stuff there. And then not far from that is kind of the hardcore scene. I think kind of branched out from that. Yep, Becky saying, when in doubt, pizza. Can't really go wrong with pizza. We've been getting some rain here as well. So, hey, I'm not sure how to pronounce your username. Maestro, I'll just go with that. Huge ups. Hey, appreciate you tuning in. If you'd like to make a song request, I'm going to play a few in a moment here. But you can find my songs in the description on YouTube. And even if you're not super familiar with my catalog, just pick a title that sounds interesting, and I'll play it for you, and we'll find out if you like it or not. All right, let's see. Fab, let me know if you're still out there. I know you had requested The Weight of Tomorrow. I might give that one a shot in a moment here. Daniel, I think you had requested Ascension. But again, you might type that just so I can remember. And let's see. I think we had one other one. Silas, did you request something? I might be forgetting what song you requested. Yeah, you guys, if you made a request and I haven't gotten to it yet, you might have to type it in the chat again. Silas was saying, I like Green Day style punk. Yeah, that'd be kind of closer to maybe just shy of pop punk, but they've done kind of a pop punk sort of sound before. Yep, everyone say hello. Bajho, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I don't know how to pronounce that, but the last part, I'm just saying Maestro. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but appreciate you tuning in. All right. Cool. Well, let's go with, we got Ascension and then Silas asking for a mirror that was broken. Yes. And again, if anyone else has made a request and I haven't gotten to it yet, just please type it again in the chat so I can remember. Here's your courtesy reminder for some water. Let me go ahead and try a mirror that was broken first because I played Ascension not too long ago. Jack had actually requested that one as well, and I don't mind playing it again, but just to space them out a little bit. So we'll do a mirror that was broken, and then we'll do Ascension. Actually, I got to get my backing track set up, so just a moment. Yep, courtesy reminder to hydrate. Stan's reminding all of you as well. Got to get that H2O. All right, here we go. Silas, this is a mirror that was broken. I hope you enjoy it. And again, this is my most recent release, so if you guys haven't already seen the music video, or if you haven't heard the acoustic version that I released a couple weeks ago, definitely check those out. Silas, this one goes out to you.
And so I lived happily ever after, or so I thought, until she told me it was over. A broken heart has a way of putting life on hold. But when I stop to think, I never seem to find an answer. And I am valuable now for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go. But I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, cutting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken. I said goodbye and never saw my friends again. Then took some time to see if I could make things clear. It's a lonely drive when there's no one in the passenger seat. And I'll catch myself often glancing in the rearview mirror, 'cause I am falling apart now for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go, but I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, cutting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken. With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to hurt. I'll never see heaven if I'm face down in the dirt. With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to hurt. So I'm letting go, 'cause I am falling apart now for all I know. Caught a glimpse of myself before I let him go. I'm looking ahead now to better days and wondering what life has got in store for me. I'm falling apart now for all I know. Just fragments of memories from long ago. But those days are over, so I'll move on. I know that the best is yet to come. Displaying all the pieces, showing who I am. Formed a masterpiece from a mirror that was broken. From a mirror that was broken. Yeah.
There we go. I go. Again, that was a mirror that was broken that was requested by Silas. Silas, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. And if anybody else enjoyed it, again, that is my latest release, so it is available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. There's also the music video. Definitely be sure to check that out, and the acoustic version is available as well. All right, let's catch up with the chat, and then I'll get back to playing another song for you all. I've got Ascension for Daniel. That's coming up in just a bit here. For anyone who hasn't already made a request, again, you can find my songs in the description here on YouTube. And even if you're not super familiar with my catalog, just pick a title that sounds interesting, and I'll play it for you, and we'll find out if you like it or not. All right. Yep, some good hellos happening in the chat. Let's see here. And Maestro, I don't know if you just want me to call you Maestro, if there's a certain name you'd like me to refer to you as. Some people like to just go by their username. Some people have a real name that they'd like me to call them. So whatever you prefer, let me know, and that's how I will refer to you. Silas was saying my favorite Green Day song is a tie between Good Riddance, Wake Me Up When September Ends, and Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Definitely some classics there. Jack was saying, and A Mirror That Was Broken was the song I was thinking of requesting. You all are just reading each other's minds. You all are kind of picking the same songs tonight. So great minds think alike. Yep, Silas, Daniel, both reading Jack's mind. Yep, Silas. Those are some really good ones. My favorite is "When I Come Around," first one I heard. Yep, other good songs. Meister saying, "I'd love to hear any kind of music. I'm listening here while cooking lunch." Yahoo! That sounds good. What's on the menu? Let me know what you've got happening for lunch. Daniel, I think, is having himself some a sausage and egg burrito, I believe. And Stan, did you ever come up with what you're having for dinner? Let me know. And our highlighted lyric here from Becky: "With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned." And yeah, it's kind of hard, but we often learn more from kind of the hurtful moments in life, or the mistakes that we make, and those kind of things. So, any tear that you cry, there's still value in that. Like, it hurts, but there's a lesson to be learned, and it's something that helps you kind of grow and equips you for future experiences. Jack was saying, where are you? Asking Maestro. And I'm going with Maestro just because I'm not sure how to pronounce that first part. Maybe you can even help me pronounce that first part if that's what you'd like me to refer to you as. Thank you for the applause and the fire, Jack. Great song. Thank you, Silas. Yeah, Becky guessing, are you from Asia, perhaps? Saipan, USA. Oh, okay. Or it is Asia. Okay. Yeah, because Becky's from England. Yep. So, yeah, it's nearly the morning there, and it's 10 a.m. over where you're at. Well, I appreciate you tuning in from, man, we got people from all over the world. That's great. Love that. Let's see here. Yeah, well, let me see if I can, since so many of you are eating something, I'll get some music for you so you all can have the soundtrack to your meal. Stanley saying, "It's been a hard road for me. Glimpses of great songs up ahead, then uncertainty, yet I'm good knowing who is in control." Yep, definitely good to remember. God is in control. Silas saying, "Do you have an accent, Becky?" Well, everyone has an accent, actually. It's just that everyone has a different accent depending where they're from. So, Becky, I would actually love to hear you speak, because I do quite like. You said England, so I like the English accent, but I know there's kind of different. There's kind of, I think British and English are a little different, and then I think there's, what is there, like a Cockney accent? There's kind of a different accents from that area up there. But yes, everybody, even I have an accent. If you're from my area, then my voice might sound normal. It might not sound like an accent, but I'm sure, like, to Becky and to Maestro and to anyone else, my voice might sound a little odd. You can probably tell, like, that's an American accent, Someone once tuned in and even kind of said, like, that sounds like a Southern American accent or something, They kind of pinpointed where I'm from. And so it's sort of interesting. Now, I definitely don't have, like, a strong country accent, like way Southern. And even if I could probably do, like, a convincing one, but if I try to do it, it's probably a bit over exaggerated, But there's some people with like a real strong Southern accent, and it probably takes me a little practice to pull that out. But so I definitely don't have like that strong of an accent. Well, thank you, Becky, saying I love Quincy's accent. I don't know if you meant my actual voice or the one that I was just doing now. So let's see here. But yep, everyone's got an accent. Cooked spam and egg. National food here in Saipan. Okay, awesome. I bet that's yummy. Let's see here. People in Switzerland could tell I was from Texas. Yeah. And that's actually, I've heard you speak a little bit, Daniel, because I think when I tuned in on the stream, but I didn't notice you having like a strong, like what I would think of as a strong Texas accent. And maybe you were just speaking only a little bit, so I didn't hear it. But usually, like, maybe I'm stereotyping here, but like, yeah, well, down here in Texas, that'd be what I'd think of for like a strong Texas accent. Like, that'd be kind of like my idea of a Texas accent. And again, that's probably a huge over-exaggeration. But I didn't quite notice that from you. But then again, maybe I didn't pay attention. There's certainly people with more country accents around here. Stan saying, I'm glad this is chat. I mean, hey, it'd be nice to kind of like, we wouldn't want it to be too over commotional. Is that the right word? Commotional? Too much commotion. But it would be kind of nice to hear everyone speaking voice. The real one I meant. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my real accent. I remember a marching band competition from the USA at my high school. Tex accent is not much like that. Yeah, that's probably more Alabama. Yeah, maybe I'm over exaggerating. Yeah, maybe I don't know a good Texas accent. Even I don't know in my own country. All right, let's see here. Quincy, I think I met you at Camp Gmail. Yeah, I think so. I always come up there before to jam with you guys. So I think we did meet over there. And I just hadn't learned how to pronounce the username and stuff, but it did look kind of distinguishable, I guess I should say. All right, well, for those of you about to have a meal, let me play some background music for you. This was requested by Daniel. This is an instrumental. This is Ascension, and I have released this song, so if you do like this one, you can certainly look it up on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. And if anyone else would like to make a request, again, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube. And even if you're not super familiar with my catalog, just pick a song that sounds interesting, a title that sounds interesting to you, and I'll play it for you, and we'll find out if you like it or not. Daniel, this one goes out to you, brother. All right, this is Ascension. Hope you like it. Okay. Again, that one was called Ascension. That was requested by Daniel. Daniel, thanks for the request. I hope you enjoyed the song. For anyone else just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And I am letting all of you, the viewers, choose my set list for this evening's stream. So whichever song of mine you'd like to hear, you can find all my songs in the description on YouTube. And whichever song of mine you'd like me to play, just let me know, and I'll play just for you. I think we're doing all right. We should be able to do a few more songs. So don't think we're going to wrap it up just yet, but eventually we'll get there. Let's catch up with the chat here. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, Jack was continuing. Okay, I thought there'd be a continuation. You had kind of started something. Let's see. Where was it at? Maybe I missed it. I saw you making a comment about, what was it, a parade or something that was coming? I remember a marching band competition from the USA at my high school. The kids from Ohio were making fun of the accents of the kids from Kentucky. And a fellow volunteer looked at me and said, "Don't they sound the same to you?" That's really funny. Yeah. So, yeah, there actually is kind of a wide range of I mean, yeah, I would think Ohio and Kentucky, I was just looking at a map today, believe it or not, so I actually don't know if they're close to each other or not, but I wouldn't think they'd have drastically different accents, but there's certainly a wide spread of accents in the U.S., depending where you're from. But I suppose that's true for any country, really. Let's see here. I love Ascension. Thanks, Stan. Much appreciated. Ascension is great. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, thank you for the rock-ons. And yeah, awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for your request. For the record, I'm not making fun of anyone's accent. It's just that to our Canadian ears, those accents sounded indistinguishable. Nice, but indistinguishable. No, I understood that. I mean, I think it's fair. You know, it's. I mean, everyone's got an accent, so it's just. I think that's the most unique thing is that you get so used to how you sound and how people around you sound that you assume that that's normal, but that goes for everyone. So someone with a different accent, which I would think, Jack, you might... Canadians are interesting because I always felt like the Canadian accent was, at least as far as I've heard, it's very similar to the American accent. The only thing that kind of gives it away is whenever they say like a boat, you know, like the way they say about, they say boat, and, you know, what are you talking about? And there's one other word. There's like a couple words that kind of give it away. Whenever I hear it, I'm like, I think that person's Canadian. You know, I'll think they're American at first, and then they'll say a certain word, and it's kind of the giveaway, like that they're from Canada. But again, I'm sure there are certain parts of Canada where there's a more distinguishable kind of accent. Let's see here. Yep, thank you for the applauses, everyone. Great job. Thank you, Silas. A, that's the other thing. Yeah, they say A a lot. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. What are you talking about, A? Talking about A? But not even A though. I know A is like a common thing that they say. There's a pronunciation. It's like a common word, but it's a sneaky one. It's one, but when I hear it, I'm like, oh, I think that person's Canadian, and then I'll find out that that's the case. Does anyone have favorite accents? To be honest, I feel like you can't go wrong. I think it's British. And I don't know if British and English, I mean, I couldn't tell you the difference between a British or an English accent. And when I say English, I mean from England. But I like that proper sound, you know. I've always noticed from that area, there's kind of two. I'll do my best impression. But there's the very proper one, you know, with a bit of, like, they really pronunciate the T's, you know. But that very proper, kind of elegant, and I don't know if they know that they sound elegant, but from everywhere else in the world, it's a very elegant sounding kind of accent. And so I always like that. But then there's the other one that's almost like the reverse, where they don't pronunciate the T's. They almost lay... I'm trying to think. I almost get it mixed up. It's not Australian. If I try to do it, I might sound Australian when I try it. But it's where they don't pronounce the T's very much. So... well, that's a bit much. That's a bit much, ain't it? You know, that kind of thing where they don't really pronunciate those T's, you know, very much. That's my best impression of it. I can do it. But sometimes when I try that, you do get that Australian. Here, let me see if I can get Australian. Australian's like, I always got to say, you know, g'day, mate. You need that kind of leeway into the accent. You got to use those stereotypical kind of things to get that accent. And that's my best impression of Australian right there. Just try to channel some Hugh Jackman, Hugh Jackman. But that's pretty awful, Australian accent. Sometimes I get Australian and South African accents mixed up. That's kind of interesting. I feel like South African, I'm not even going to try to do that because I need to hear it. I can't do it from memory. But I feel like there's a very distinguishable sound. I think the Australian is very, like, recognizable. But that's kind of interesting. It's fun and real. Yep. But Australian is a good one. I feel like they got a good accent. Yep, always like kind of the English one. French isn't too bad. French is kind of a fun one. People with a French accent. Interesting, yeah. So, yeah, Becky's saying, Daniel, sometimes I can't even tell the difference between Australian and British. So maybe that's kind of what I was saying, because I've certainly tried to imitate it before, and, like, I'll try to do the British one, and then I'll be like, oh, that's sounding a bit too Australian or something, you know. There is kind of like a similarity with those. German, yeah, that's always an interesting one. What is it? I was trying to quote something from, the Irish accent. That's a good one. And Scottish, you know. A lot of great accents. A lot of great voices to appreciate. Don't know if I could do an Irish one, but I've always liked it. I like the Irish accent. German, I was going to try to quote from Indiana Jones, but I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of a line from Indiana Jones. I don't think it's even a German accent, but I wanted to say, the line I wanted to say was from Die Hard, where are the detonators? But I don't think that's German. Drawing a blank on the name of the actor, who plays the villain from Die Hard, but he was great. All right, if anyone else has got a request, just let me know, and I will play the song for you. Becky's saying, I think because we sent our prisoners to Australia, so they sound similar. Yeah, there's probably a lot of history that goes into that. There's probably a lot of history of people being spread out, all out and about, and that's where certain accents kind of interlock and get impacted. Alan Rickman, that's the name of the actor. Yeah, he was great. Quincy's impressions are the best. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. So I think I could do some convincing accents if I practice them. I don't practice them. This is me winging it. But if I took the time to listen and really kind of hone in the words, I think I could get them in and do some convincing ones. You ever hear actors like I always forget that Christian Bale isn't American. It's always funny hearing him in interviews because you're like, what the heck? That's his voice. It's like, because he does a really good, convincing American accent. Kind of the same thing with Hugh Jackman. Like Hugh Jackman, I always forget he's Australian for a moment. He does so many roles. Yeah, just playing like an American role, and then you hear him in an interview, and that Aussie accent comes out. But yep, accents are fun though. Fun thing to appreciate. Cool. All right. Well, I think, again, if anyone's got a request, I might pull one out in a moment here. Just to kind of get you guys caught up. Again, I'm working on the song. Some of you, maybe you didn't hear me, but I'm actually hoping to shoot the music video tomorrow. So definitely pray for me for that. Hoping that goes well. I want it to be fun. Seriously, music videos are kind of interesting. There's kind of this weird, I don't know if any of you have experienced this. It's definitely like an artist thing. So if any of you are creative and you do any kind of art, then maybe you've experienced this. But there's a certain time when you discover it and you just love doing it. You just do it for fun. So that's kind of how it was like when I first got into filmmaking. Like it was just fun to get a camera and just be creative with shots and then just kind of edit the story later and just whatever ideas you had, just like playing with it. And you didn't think much of it. You just kind of did it and it was fun. And then you start comparing your work and you realize like how amateur it looks and you want it to look better, and so you're starting to learn like what are the best camera settings, and how to compose shots, find the right composition, and how to use lighting, and what other things can you do, what other things impact the image of what you're shooting. And you get so caught up with that, and especially when you're doing things by yourself, there's a certain point where in order to get that higher quality, you're trying to do that, but you're also trying to do it within a reasonable amount of time and within a reasonable amount of like what's manageable. Because especially when you're doing stuff by yourself, it's like, yeah, I could make something super professional looking, but if it's going to take me several weeks to work on it, it's probably not worth it. Like I'm better off doing something that's still good, even if it's not as good as it could be, but still good if it's more fun to do and like less stressful, and I could do it in a more reasonable amount of time. And so I'm kind of trying to learn that again. Like I really do love shooting videos, and I want to be excited about the music videos, like I don't want to dread having to do them, because I do enjoy them, but it's just that balancing act of trying not to be too much of a perfectionist, just trying to be like, hey, just have fun. Like don't stress about it. Don't worry about the end result. Just be creative, have fun. And so I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also trying to kind of remind myself like, hey, just have fun. Like it's going to be fun. So we'll see what happens. But that'll be coming soon. See, A is the common Canadian vernacular, hard to define because it can mean different things at different times depending on the tone. That's kind of interesting. Reasonable is so important to remember. Thanks, Quincy. Well, my pleasure. Yeah, I'm glad if that helps, because that's the biggest thing I've had to learn. Like, one of my goals for this year is releasing more music. I've been using this 8-week cycle. Some of you have kind of heard me talk about that. It's 8 weeks to produce the song and all the video content for it. And the thing I've learned is it's not about doing the best you can no matter what. It's doing the best you can in the time that you have. So basically, I've got 8 weeks to do the best I can to produce the song and produce all the content. And not only that, I've got one more goal. I want to be able to do the best I can producing those things while also keeping a balanced life. Like, I don't want to have to work overtime to get it done. I don't want to have to miss out on family gatherings or going out and just doing something fun. Like, I want to do it within my work hours that I've set for myself. And that takes some balance. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, because it's hard knowing, like, I could do better if I put more time into it. But that also, there comes a point where that starts to rob the joy from it. And it also is sort of counterproductive, because it's like, you have to learn to just sort of accept it for what it is and then just move on to the next project and try to do better on that one. So, yeah, within reason is a very good thing to keep in mind. Like, you always want to do your best and you always want to try to do better, but within reason, like there's a balancing point to it all. Let her rip, potato chip. Daniel saying, I feel ya. I think it's like going back to a music video and thinking, man, why didn't I turn that up in the mix? Or this sounded good in the headphones, but not a big speaker. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. It's you kind of work on something and you enjoy it, and then later you can look back at it and tear it to pieces and kind of criticize it. And yeah, I'm just now getting to the point where, and I'm still learning how to do this, but I'm just getting to the point where I'm learning or trying to relearn how to just enjoy making music and enjoy making videos and trusting, like, hey, it's good enough, Like, I'm definitely in that ballpark. Like, don't get me wrong, there's more to go. Like, there's definitely, if I had like a crew and I had more resources, I could make higher quality looking music videos. So I'm not saying like my music videos are top tier, but they're definitely high quality, like it doesn't look super amateur. It's, they're within reason, considering I'm doing it by myself, they definitely get the job done, And I think my music, that's definitely where I put more time in investing. And I think my music is definitely in the ballpark. Are there mixes better than mine? Absolutely. There's plenty of mixes, but to the average ear, I know that the music I can produce is well within the ballpark of professional sounding mixes. And now that I know that, I'm trying to learn how to just enjoy making the music. Like, just trusting, like, hey, trust your skills, trust the abilities that you've acquired over the years, and just get back to enjoying making the music and knowing that it's going to be good. Stop stressing if it's like your best mix yet, and just enjoy it. And thank you. Yeah, Lady C saying your music videos look good. Well, thank you very much. It kind of depends, it can be hit and miss sometimes. And there I go, that's me being critical, So there's Lady C saying your music videos look good. And I'm saying like, well, some of them do, but not all of them. And that's just me being a perfectionist. That's me being critical. But it's true, most people, they'll watch it and they'll enjoy it fine enough, That's another advantage of sticking to the same genre. The mixing is easier. Yeah, if you focus on a single genre, you specialize at that sound. So that's definitely something that's helped, doing my style of music. To be honest, the trickiest songs for me to mix are when I try to do something different. Like eventually, like when I do get around to producing Poison, like the demo stage will be fine, but when I actually have to mix it, that's going to take a little bit of figuring out, like having to get that piano working well with the guitars. But I'm not too worried about it. Like it's going to be a little bit, it's going to push me a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. This current song I'm working on, Farewell to Fear, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's just electric guitars and bass and drums. Like that's pretty much it. There's some atmospheric elements in there, and I have kind of this like crunchy, clean tone, but it's a little more, especially compared to the last song, A Mirror That Was Broken. That was a tough song to mix because I had acoustic guitar, had some weird elements in there that I don't typically use. So that was a hard one to produce. This song compared to that is like piece of cake. So it's kind of nice. It's definitely a confidence booster. Silas saying, can't wait to hear Farewell to Fear. I'm definitely eager for you all to hear it as well. Hoping to record vocals for it on Monday. Awesome. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry, just trying to catch up. You guys have been making some good comments. Jack was saying, my sister married an Acadian, and after over a decade of living down in the Maritimes, her accent changed. But people in Michigan or upstate New York around very much sound like us here. It was actually kind of similar with my mom. My mom, she was actually born in New York, but she never grew up there. But her mom still had that New York accent. And so for a while, my mom, the way she had a bit of a New York accent, and now it's definitely gotten a bit more kind of country, a little more southern kind of accent. Every now and then, the way she says water, she's kind of got like a New York accent when she says water. And her sister, my Aunt Kathy, she still has a bit of that New York accent. And it was kind of funny because the other day we were having Easter, and she gets excited about, we have this raw egg toss. It's a competition, and the winner wins a chocolate bunny. And she says chocolate, and our nephew was making fun of her accent. So she was like, where'd I put those chocolate bunnies? And then our nephews were saying, just pronouncing the word chocolate. Where's the chocolate at? And she's like, who said that? Who called me out on, and so it was a fun little laugh. It was just lighthearted teasing and stuff, but yeah, so every now and then my mom will say a word and she's still got a little bit of that New York accent to her. But it's definitely changed. If you watch like home videos of her, like when she was younger, when I was like just a little kid, I think she had a stronger New York accent at that time. Daniel was saying, one thinking I've learned when mixing, never use Bluetooth headphones when mixing. I've learned they could be latency in post-processing. Yeah, in general, like I listen to music all the time through these headphones, and I'll do a little bit of mixing, but I've kind of learned like everything sounds better in headphones. So, if you had to mix in headphones, like I could do it, but it's not the ideal place to mix. It's definitely nice. Honestly, it's best to mix through as many sources as you can. So like I have studio monitors, but I've also got like a little JBL speaker, and I'll route my mix through that. I can plug in my my headphone cable. I can plug in from my audio interface into the JBL speaker, and I can listen to my mix through that. That's really good for like getting the low end right. That's a good source. And then I'll put filters on my stereo monitor. So sometimes I'll put the mix in mono, so it's all coming right up the middle. That's a really good place to do EQ and just check the balance. And then I'll also put it in mono, and I'll put an EQ on it, and I'll roll off the low end, like up to 500 hertz, and the high end to 5,000 hertz. So it's all just the mid-range. And that reveals some stuff too. Because the mid-range, that's the most important part of your mix. Because every speaker, like when people are listening through their phones, it's mostly the mid-range coming through. So, you know, everyone gets excited about the low end, and they want that nice air on the top end. But to be honest, the key to great mixes is focusing on that mid-range. If you get it sounding good in the mid-range and in mono, then when it plays in stereo, it's going to sound great, you know. Other tip I would give, use a reference. Like whenever you do mixes, whenever you mix in isolation, that's going to keep you from getting a good mix. Like always have a reference mix, like something professional, and compare your mix to that. And again, it's kind of frustrating because you might not get like a perfect match with it, but the closer you can get to it, then you can be confident that your mix is more in the ballpark of a professional sounding mix. Let's see here. Daniel was saying that's one of the main things I love after painstakingly recording a song, doing the editing. Yep. That includes mastering, video editing, effects. So fun when it all comes together. Yeah, it's awesome. Like after you've got all the pieces, like hearing it come to life, you know, bringing them all together. Jack saying perfectionists are almost harder on themselves than others are. Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough thing. You know, I've struggled with being a perfectionist, and I'm trying to balance that out, trying to you know, just not be so critical. Because it's kind of a never-ending cycle, because the more aware you become, like the more aware you become of the imperfections, then the harder you are on yourself. It's like the better you get, the more aware you are of your weaknesses. Like you might start to get stronger somewhere, but then you realize, well, this part is still kind of lacking. And so it's almost, if you're not careful, it can be this never-ending cycle of never being fulfilled. So you have to learn at some point, like, hey, I'm in the ballpark. You know, it's good. Now just have fun making it and just trust it's going to be good. Thank you. Yeah, Becky is also looking forward to Farewell to Fear and Poison. Definitely excited to bring you all those songs. Lady C was saying, my grandmother had a New York accent as well. I didn't even notice, though, until I was an adult. Yep. Yeah, as a kid, you probably don't really kind of take note of accents too much. Becky saying, I love the New York accents like Goodfellas. Yeah, that kind of accent. Unfortunately, my liking for my mixes often depends on my mood. That can be a factor, too. Sometimes, depending what mood you're in. Silas was saying, songs my band has written: My Wildflower Rose, Violet Sky, Crimson Ghost, Dark Temptations, A Void Full of Yellow. Almost done. Y'all got a good little catalog coming up. You know, y'all could probably make an EP soon. You know, do some recording, make a little demo EP or something like that. That's why you're calling it the Color Album. That's right. Yep. We got Rose. We got Violet. We got Crimson. Dark Temptations, not really a color there, unless dark is the color, you know, just black or something, and then yellow. Lady C saying, I've heard that suggestion before, but I haven't been able to think of a good reference for my original stuff. I don't know what it sounds like. Doesn't it need to be the same genre? Ideally, yes. I would say just whatever sound you're going for, try to find artists that make a similar sound. It might not be a perfect match, but just try to find the closest thing you can. The next best thing would be, even if it's a different genre, just try to find artists using similar instruments. So, for example, like if I'm doing acoustic stuff, you know, I'm probably going to look to like acoustic rock artists, but I could probably still listen to like folk or country or bluegrass, you know, other genres that use the same instruments. And even though it's a different genre, I could still use that as a reference for what a good sounding acoustic guitar is, you know. So just really anything that's using the same kind of instruments that you're using for your sound. And then the last thing I would say is, like, if you want to get super technical, if you can find several artists that use those kind of sounds, and then compare those artists and listen closely and pick which mix you think sounds best. So that was the thing for me. Like when I first got started with metal, and I was learning how to mix, I wanted my mixes to sound professional, so I was like, okay, let me just grab a band I like, and I'll use that as a reference. So I used Killswitch Engage as a reference. Some of you know Killswitch Engage is one of my favorite bands. So I was basing my mixes off of them. And then I think it was when I was with my band they had other artists that they liked. So to get our sound, to make sure it was something that we were all happy with, I was starting to listen to some of the bands that they liked, and I was trying to listen to bands that we all liked. So not all of them, like some of them liked Killswitch Engage, but they had other bands that they really liked, and there were a few bands that we all liked. So I was listening to all these different bands, and I was trying to listen to their guitar tones, listen to the kick drum and the snare drum and the bass tone, and I noticed like, whoa, some of these sound drastically different. Like they don't sound all the same. They all sound good, but they don't all sound the same. And the more I compared them, I started to realize, like, even though Killswitch Engage was possibly my favorite band, they didn't have my favorite mixes. There were other bands that I thought their mixes sounded better. I thought their guitar tones sounded better. I thought their mixes sounded punchier and had more clarity to them. Pretty much for me and my style, my go-to is Periphery. I think Periphery has some of the best metal mixes, especially for what I like, for the sound I'm going for. Periphery has a song called Remain Indoors, and I love the guitar tone. I love the bass tone. I love how upfront the kick and the snare are. Just everything sounds like it's smacking you in the face in a good way, but you can hear it so clearly. Like, it's just a great mix. And so that's the main song that I use for my reference mixes. But that's the thing. Like, yeah, don't just automatically assume that your favorite artist is going to have your favorite mixes. You might listen to other artists in the same genre and really listen to the mixes and just try to decide for yourself what sounds you like best. And you can always use a few different artists and kind of like say, well, I like the guitar from this one, but I like the piano from that one. And I like the drums from this one, but I like the bass from that one. You can kind of mix and match a little bit. Jack says, I have to head out now, but thanks for the stream, Quincy. It's been great. A pleasure spending time with you all. Night, everyone. Well, Jack, always appreciate hanging out with you. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Take care. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, you all, I think here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play one more song for you. If anyone else has a request, go ahead and make it. I think I'm willing to do 2 songs, maybe 3. We'll see what happens. But if anyone, I think we're getting close to wrapping it up here. So if you'd like me to play another song, go ahead and make a request. If you've already made a request, no worries. Go ahead and make another request. You can pick another song, and I'll play it just for you. But if no one's got a particular request, I will I'll skim through. I'll find something to play for all of you. Let's see here. What would be a good one? I'm kind of looking at what I got. All right, I got a couple in mind that I might pull out. All right, we got a request for you. Absolutely, I can do that for you, Becky. Here's your courtesy reminder to stay hydrated. All right. Let me get my backing track set up. Good pick. All right. This is For You. I put this song out a little while back. It is available on Spotify. So if you like the song, you can certainly listen to it again. Becky, this one goes out to you. Hope you like it. This is For You.
This loneliness, you think you're okay, but you've been tricked. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I'm trying for you. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. My closest friend and my deepest wound, my most painful scar, and I cherish you. Well, ignore my warning. Just know that I'm sorry for you. And all this time, just know that I've tried for you. Come back to me.
Thank you. Again, that one was for you. That was requested by Becky. Becky, thank you for your request. Hope you enjoyed the song. All right, might do one, maybe two more. But I do think we're probably going to wrap things up soon. So if you have not yet made a request, you're going to want to jump on that because we are getting to the finish line here. All right. Let's see here. Catching up with the chat. All right. How about waking up before I head out? I got you, Daniel. We'll do waking up. And I think we're going to close out with that one. I think, let's see here. Yeah, I think we'll close out with waking up and then we'll be good to go. Good choice, Daniel. I know coped with this. Here's our highlighted lyric from Becky. I know you've coped with this loneliness. You think you're okay, but you've been tricked. And yep, that can definitely happen. Sometimes you know, when you find yourself in a dark place, you almost think you're better in that place, you know, but you're not. I heard an expression, and I actually love this expression. It's about fear. And it talks about how fear makes you comfortably miserable. And so what happens is fear, it doesn't take a hold of you all at once, but little things in life that you're afraid of, and like even just small stuff, like just being afraid to sort of speak up or speak out, being afraid to sort of take a chance on something or try something, or being afraid of what other people might think of you, just little things. And if you're not careful, they kind of pile up, and it kind of makes sense. Like at first you make that compromise and you're okay, but over time, eventually, if you're not careful, it can kind of put you in a place and you've almost adapted to it. You're kind of in a miserable state, but you don't realize it because you've just gradually gotten there, and you've almost conditioned yourself to just thinking like, this is the way life is. This is the way I am. This is normal. And it's like, no, you've been tricked. You know, you're kind of in a dark place, and it didn't happen all at once. It kind of just happened little by little. And if you're not aware of that, it's very hard to recognize it and break out of it. So that's kind of what fear does. Fear makes you comfortably miserable. kind of makes you used to being miserable. And so, the sooner you're aware of that, the sooner you can start working to overcome that. You can start working to say, I'm not going to let fear be the boss of my life anymore. I'm going to start working towards something. I'm going to start overcoming it, even if it's just small steps. Even for me, like some of I'm trying to get out and start meeting more people. And I was kind of thinking about it. Like whenever we think that, so put yourself like in my shoes. You're thinking like, I want to be more adventurous. When you think I want to be more adventurous, you're probably thinking like, I need to go travel. Like I need to go across the seas and visit a new country. Like that's what I need to do. I want to be more adventurous. But to be honest, like being more adventurous might be like, you need to go see a local show like in your town. You need to just get out and start meeting the people there. And it might seem like going to a local event in town isn't as adventurous as going to a new country, but you kind of got to build those stepping stones. Like if you can't do that, like if you can't make yourself just go out and visit attend a local event in your town, like what makes you think you're going to have the boldness to go visit another country? It's building yourself up and building up that confidence. So you start with the small stuff. And then when you realize that helps you learn like, hey, this isn't so bad. It's like, well, let's try going a little further. Let's try attending a few more events. And maybe let's try traveling a little further, like just a few hours away. And then eventually maybe let's try going into another state, like another area. Maybe eventually let's try, let's drive as far as we can, like that we're comfortable, to the point where eventually it's like, all right, let's try flying somewhere. And maybe it's still in your country, but you're flying somewhere that, and maybe it's not like super far, but you're actually kind of, you're building up these steps, and then eventually maybe you go to something like that. But the point is, it's like it doesn't always happen over time. It's something that you kind of have to build up. So definitely something to keep in mind. Yep. Thank you, Becky, for the emoji. And then Lady C was asking, are your mixes different for your live performances, Quincy? They used to be. So the way it does for live performances. So first off, like I'll give you an example. So like that song I just played for you, that's the old mix, and you can kind of hear. So when I first did these mixes, I tried to treat it like, when I first did these mixes, I treated it like a real band. So I was thinking, okay, there's only going to be. There's only going to be two guitar parts. There's going to be my guitar and the other guitar part. There's going to be one bass, and there's going to be the drums, and that's it. Maybe some background vocals. So like if I play that song, I'm going to play the backing track. That's why you can hear delay, because when I sing, the delay turns on. So if you're listening in headphones, like I don't know if you have headphones or speakers, but there's one guitar, it's the other guitar, and it's coming through just the left speaker. And if I play my guitar, again, you'll have to deal with the delay. Again, if you have headphones on or some kind of speakers, my guitar is only coming through the right speaker. Sometimes I'll play a guitar part by itself, and people will be like, hey, you're coming through just one speaker. And it's not an accident. It's not a technical thing. That's by design, because the other guitar is coming through the left speaker. My guitar is coming through the right. So in a live setting, if we were playing this song for you, if we were playing it live, oh, hey, we got Chad. Hey, Chad, good to see you, man. I'm just explaining the mixes I use for backing tracks. Chad, if you'd like to make a request, let me know. I'm going to play Waking Up in just a moment here, and then I'll do one more for you, man. So in a real setting, I'm going to turn this delay off. Okay, there we go. Okay. In a studio mix, normally you'd have two rhythm guitars. You've got the guitar playing left and right, but then you might also add a lead guitar that's also playing left and right. You've got this lead part. But if you were to do that live, so that's four guitars. You've got two guitars in each speaker. But live, you've only got the two parts. So normally live, you'd have one guitar play the rhythm part and the other guitar play the lead part. And that's actually what you can hear in the chorus of this song. So if you go to the chorus, you can hear hear those background vocals. But if you hear the other guitar, it's doing like da-da-da-da-da. It's just hitting like a single note. It's not hitting the whole chords, and then it does that little melody. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so that's how I used to do it, but now I do it a little differently. Now I kind of, the way I see it now is that live stream it's not quite the same thing as a live show. So if we did that setup for a live show, it would be great. But live streams, it's not quite the same experience. So I have more elements in my mixes now. So if I go to like Plastic Cup, let me find that one real quick. So Plastic Cup is like a newer mix. If you listen to this one, let me go to like the chorus, or well, let's see, the verse. Okay, so you can hear one guitar on the left. You can hear that dun 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 dun, and that's playing the same part that I would be playing. And then you'll hear this lead part come in, and what I used to do, I would have switch that left guitar to just play the lead part, but now you're going to hear both of them. Not only are you going to hear both of them, you're actually going to hear them in both speakers. You'll hear the lead in the left and the right. And then if we get to the chorus, you'll hear, let me skip to the later chorus. You'll hear the rhythm part playing the riff, you know, just like I do. But then you'll hear this little melody, that and you'll hear it in both ears. So pretty much the only thing missing is my guitar. Pretty much the right guitar is missing. Pretty much I figure out what parts I'm going to play, and then I take them out of the track. So when I have the mix or the project, I'll mute those parts that I'm planning to play live. So I mute the main vocals. I'll keep the background vocals, and I'll mute the main vocals, and I'll mute one of the guitar parts, and I'll mute the guitar solos, and because those are all the parts that I'm going to play. And so, but it's basically the same mix. So that's kind of an example of how things have changed. And you can also hear, like, Plastic Cup sounds so massive compared to For You. If I go back to For You and I play the chorus, like, you hear how much smaller that sounds? Like, it's not bad, but you can hear that Plastic Cup. I've definitely come a long way in my production skills. So there we go. Chad, good to see you, man. Good to hear from you. Yeah, if you got a request, I'll play it for you. Daniel just requested, what's it called? Waking Up. So I'm going to play that for him in just a moment. And yeah, Becky was commenting, it's funny Daniel picked two songs that were played at the beginning. Again, great minds think alike. You were all just on the same page. Yep, that's a scripture right there. Whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable. If there is anything excellence, praiseworthy, think about these things. It's actually very coincidental that you bring up that verse. I literally read that today. It's Philippians 4, I think it's Philippians 4:8 or something. I know it's in Philippians chapter 4. Because I was looking up some verses about balance. Yep, let me see here. Let's see if I can find what verse it is. Yeah, Philippians 4:8. Yep. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right. This is the NIV version, but whatever is pure, whatever is lovely. But yep, very coincidental that you brought that up. I literally looked that verse up today. I was looking at balance because that's something I've been learning. Balance is super important. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of times when people think of balance, we think of it as a passive thing. Like we think like, okay, once you find balance, you just set it and forget it, and you just coast the rest of your life. But balance is actually a very active thing. I don't know if this analogy will work, but like if you skateboard, when you're trying to keep balance on a certain trick, you're not just like, you don't just find it and you're like, okay, now I can just relax. It's like you're kind of fighting to keep that balance. It's like a very active thing. And sometimes if you see someone with really good balance, they might look like they're perfectly still, but internally they're making these little micro adjustments to maintain that stillness, to maintain that balance. So it's not just something that you set it and then it's done. Like balance is a constant ebb and flow. And so there's a season for everything. You know, there's a time to work and there's a time to rest. You know, there's a time to plan and prepare, and then there's a time to take action. There's a time to be sad, and then there's a time to be happy. You know, there's a time for everything. So balance is just a really important thing to kind of keep in mind. And it definitely helps with navigating life. You know, it definitely helps with just kind of keeping from getting overwhelmed. You know, if you've been investing a little too much in one area, you might just need to counteract that by just balancing it out with something else. The beginning of those toms remind me of Trust by Megadeth. That's funny. I'll have to look that one up. I'll look up Trust by Megadeth and see if definitely wasn't intentional, but maybe it's a similar kind of fill. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's done that kind of dum-dum-dum-dum, that kind of fill before. But I'll look up that song, Trust by Megadeth. All right, let's see here. You got the reference correct. Thank you. Let's see here. I understand what you're talking about now, Quincy. That's what I'm doing right now, and it could be a pain. Yeah. When you're kind of mixing and trying to decide how to arrange things in the mix. That's one of the good passages about anxiety. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Hey, Furman, appreciate you tuning in. Going to be playing a little bit of music here, so definitely hope you enjoyed it. Hey, we got Gary too. Man, I appreciate all you tuning in. I'll try to play a couple more songs, but I actually am going to be wrapping up pretty soon. But I'm going to play Waking Up, and for anyone who just tuned in, if there's a song you'd like to hear, again, you can find my songs in the description on YouTube. But let me know what song you'd like to hear, and I'll play it for you. But this was requested by Daniel. He requested my song Waking Up, so I'm going to go ahead and play that. And if no one else has a request, no worries. We're going to wrap things up. But this is kind of last call, last call. So if you'd like me to play a song for you, definitely make your request. Also, here is your courtesy reminder to stay hydrated. Along with giving requests, Chad, Gary, give me a little update. It's good to hear from you guys. Good to see you guys. Anything fun or eventful happened lately, or anything coming up that you're excited about? I know some of you have got some good streams planned out. So feel free to sort of share if you got anything coming up. Gary always has great festivals and stuff going on, and Chad has a great stream over on his channel. So if you guys are looking for more great music and community, definitely check out their channels. All right, Daniel, this one goes out to you, brother. This is Waking Up.
It's too much effort to pull away the covers that hold me down and won't let go. It smothers me, the weight of this anxiety pressing me into my pillow. A blissful sleep, chasing lies and counting sheep. It sure is easy, but not for me. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up, so I can start to dream. I toss and turn, and tick by tock the hours burn, pleading for this night to end. A part of me begging to go back to sleep, but sure as easy, but not for me. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up, so I can start to dream. You're not worthless. You have purpose. Wake up, see it. Time to dream it. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, like facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up, so I can start to dream. So here I am, with all I have. I'm waking up, I'm facing what's in front of me. I won't back down, I can't stop now. I'm waking up, so I can start to dream.
Thank you. Again, that one's called Waking Up. That was requested by Daniel. Daniel, thanks for your request. Hope you enjoyed the song. Going to kind of speed through. I think we have at least one, maybe a couple more requests. So going to quickly catch up with the chat, and then we'll get going. Now, real quick, I will share. What do we got here? Yeah, let me catch up with the chat. Yep, I saw that we got a request for Plastic Cup from Gary. Gary, I got you, man. We're going to get to that in just a moment here. Gary just released my first vid of the year. Awesome. I don't think I must have missed the post of that, but I'll definitely check that out. Gary's got a new video. Heck, I'm going to go add it to watch later right now just so I don't forget about it. Well, you know, I'm going to write it down because I could probably write faster than my internet loaded up. For some reason, YouTube, if I go to look up something on YouTube, it can be late. So, Gmay, new video. There we go. So, guys, definitely slip over to Gary's channel, Camp Gmay, and check out the new video he's got. Just released first vid of the year. You sound great, Q. Well, thank you, Gary. Much appreciated. Chad saying Saturday is a sound remedy. Headphones and music. I think that's what M stands for, right? Music. I always just remember it as ham, but I know it's headphones and something. Headphones and Music explores music that heals. Next month, doing a superhero-themed music show in July will be Chris Cornell. I saw the Chris Cornell one. That's really cool. I might try to swing by that one if I can. It's mostly, you know, Chad does some great stuff. Unfortunately, like our timelines are just kind of just different scheduling, you know, makes it a little tricky, but I'll definitely try to slip by if I can. But if I can't, Chad, just know I'm always rooting for you, and, you know, I think you do some great stuff, so, and I really appreciate you. Our highlighted lyric from Becky, I'm waking up so I can start to dream. That's right, you know, don't sleepwalk through life. Life is such a gift. Wake up, start dreaming. Start going after whatever you think about, whatever inspires you. make it a reality. Let's see here. Thank you for the heart from Becky. It's also about hope and real heroes, too. Yeah, that's good. That sounds like a good theme. Hero inspired and influenced. Sounding good, Quincy. Thank you, Silas. Yeah, there's a lot if you dig, and Chad likes to dig, that's for sure. Sounded great, Quincy. Thank you, Chad. Much appreciated. Okay, let's see here. Yep, just kind of skimming through a little bit. Fantastic. Thank you, Chad. Much appreciated. Good request. Yep, thank you for your request, Daniel. Awesome. Thanks, Quincy. My pleasure, brother. Gonna head out for the night. Everyone have a good night, day. Yep, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Daniel, always appreciate you tuning in. You enjoy the rest of your day, or night, I guess. Guess you're heading out for the night. Silas, what would you say about... Silas, interested in performing on some stuff. Silas, I can say real quick, just on behalf of them, you might do a few streams on your own first. Maybe just make sure you've got the setup for it. I know, people like Gary and Chad, they've been very generous with me and allowing me to play. And so I'm sure there's, among them and among some other streamers, I'm sure they'd give you opportunities to share your music. So I would just encourage you, if you're going to do live streams, just make sure you're set up for it and maybe do a few practice streams yourself. Because it is tough. It's tough. Like even for me, like I'm kind of used to doing mine, but the moment you go as a guest on someone else's stream and it's like different people who aren't like your typical audience, it's a little challenging. So I would definitely encourage you to just make sure you've got a proper setup, make sure you kind of have some practice doing streams, and then even if you can do a test stream. I remember Gary was very helpful for me when I went to do one of his festivals. We had like a little private stream, and it was a way for me to just do a sound check and make sure that everything was coming through clearly. And so that was really helpful. But I think that's cool if you want to do live stream, Silas. I think that's really cool if you want to get into that. Great job, Quincy. Thank you, Silas. Much appreciated. Yeah, so one day in the future, yeah, I'm sure, if once you've done, that's what I was saying. Yeah, once you've done it yourself, then I'm sure it'd be helpful. You'd have that opportunity. And yeah, I think both Lady C and Chad were mentioning you could try open mic streams first. There's some earlier in the day. So that'd be nice too. Yeah, some of the streamers here, they'll do these open mics. So it's kind of like anyone can show up, you can just join in the stream and then kind of play a song and then get out, So that'd probably be a good way to kind of work it out. And yeah, if you start streaming, I'll definitely try to tune in. I always appreciate you tuning into mine, so I'd love to stop by, visit, and say hello, have you play a few songs for me. Gary, give me a thumbs up if you're still out there. Gary had requested Plastic Cup, and I'd love to play it for him. So Gary, just let me know that you're still out there. Happy Thursday, Quincy. Hey, Snooks. Appreciate you tuning in. I think I've got one more song. It was requested by Gary, so I want to make sure he's out there. But we are going to be putting a wrap on things soon. I think I'll probably still play it anyway, just because we've got a few people tuning in. So I'll play one more song. But Gary was the one who requested it, so I hope he's in to hear it. Yep. Yeah, that I might recommend that too. Yeah, Silas, I hope. Yeah, if you do stream, just maybe try not to do Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see here. All right, cool. Well, guys, real quick, I'm going to play one more song, but I did want to share real quick. I appreciate all of you tuning in. If you enjoy my music, if it helps you, if you enjoy the encouragement from these streams, I'd love to bring more for you. So you can help me bring more just by supporting my music. I'm just going to post a link real quick, and I'll pin it as well. But this link just allows you a few things. One, it allows you the opportunity to join my email list. This allows me to notify you directly. So if you want to be notified, if you want to know whenever I put out new videos, release new music, whenever I'm doing the live streams, be sure to sign up for my email list. Again, you can find that at the bottom of the link that I just posted, and I just pinned it. And then if you want to support me so that I can keep doing this and I can grow it and make it bigger and better, there are a couple ways to support me. There's a virtual tip jar. I appreciate anything that you're willing to provide. And there's also a merch store available. So get yourself a cool hoodie or a hat and, join the team. Join Quincy Kane. So, all right. I think Gary might have slipped out, but Gary, if you happen to watch the replay or if you happen to tune in, this one goes out to you. This is going to be the last song for the evening. This is my song, Plastic Cup. And I've been feeling pretty good. Some of you know I was getting over some cold, and I think the cold is mostly gone. I think I've sang all right tonight. But to be honest, it's the talking. All the conversation kind of gradually sort of wears your voice a little bit. And all I'm going to say is just, this is a tough song, okay? So I'll do my best, but we'll see how it turns out. And I'm still kind of getting back in vocal condition, so, but here we go. And Chad's saying I would have requested this. Well, Chad, this one goes out to you. You know, this one goes out to you as well. Again, Chad, I really appreciate you. Appreciate all that you do. Appreciate the several times that you've shared my music. So, Chad, this one does go out to you. This is Plastic Cup. I hope you enjoy it.
Once believed I could be anything. Took a chance and chased a dream. I never realized just how lonely things would be. Now I'm crying on the bathroom floor like spilled milk, with a messy story, just moments till I self-destruct, with no one here to clean me up. Someone to show me some love, tell me that I have got enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I tossed away like a plastic cup. And here I'm trying once again, like lead trapped inside the wind. Still believing I could get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes, and I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Need someone to show me some love, tell me that I am good enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I tossed away like a plastic cup. Need someone, please show me some love, tell me that I am good enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I tossed away like a plastic cup. Still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. It's part of how much I lose. There's something inside of me, and I know it's more than just a break. With someone to show me some love, and tell me that I am good enough. I poured out all that's filled me up, still I toss away. Hey. Like a plastic cup. I know you feel like a piece of trash, thrown away and forgotten. Please don't let go, 'cause to me you're a treasure.
Thank you. Again, that was Plastic Cup. That was requested by Gary and Chad. I don't know if Gary was able to slip back in and tune into the song, but Chad, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your request. All right, everyone. Well, we are going to wrap things up. I'm going to catch up with the chat. But I definitely appreciate all of you tuning in. I appreciate your requests. I hope you enjoyed the songs. Got just a couple quick things to share with you, and then we will wrap things up. Let's see here. Yeah, saying didn't know it had been requested. Yeah, it was kind of perfect. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that's a favorite of Chad's. So it kind of worked out. I saw Gary. He had typed in the chat, plastic cup, so I was going to do it for him, but same one you would have requested anyway, so it all worked out. Silas asking, what tuning do you play in often? I tend to play in drop C tuning. So drop C tuning is what I use. Every now and then, I might have to use something different, usually maybe in standard, but drop C is the main tuning. And then when you see me tune that top string, I'm usually tuning to standard D. They're basically the same thing. It's just the low string being adjusted. Thank you, Becky. And our highlighted lyric, I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Yep, just when you find yourself in a low place, when you find yourself kind of feeling like you've just been tossed away, like, when you just don't recognize your value as a person, it can be really helpful just to have somebody, just to show some love, just to kind of reach out. So remember that. First off, 2 things. All of you, just remember your treasure. You're not trash. Your treasure. So remember that. Remember that you have value as a person, that your life has a purpose and meaning, and it's a beautiful gift, not just for you to experience, but for what you can bring to the world and what you can give to others. And so, don't ever think that low of yourself. You're valuable. But secondly, just remember that there's a lot of people hurting out there, and we definitely need more people to lend that hand. We need more people to show that love. So be that person. I challenge all of you to be that person. Show some love to somebody, show some appreciation to somebody, and just let them know that they're not worthless, they're not a piece of trash, they're not a plastic cup to be thrown away, but they're someone to be that deserves love just as much as any of the rest of us do. So be that person. Love that song. Thank you, Chad. Much appreciated. Great job. Love it. Thank you, Silas. Wonderful. Thank you, Lady C. Fantastic. Cool. Well, thank you so much. Awesome. Well, again, just one last time, I'll post that link. It is pinned there. But I appreciate all of you tuning in. Again, if you'd like to show some support, some of the best ways you can support me is just leaving a tip. The virtual tip jar is in that link there, or getting yourself a piece of merch. Either one, that's a great way to help me out. Also, just bringing more recognition, building my audience. The more you can share my music or invite people to the streams, sharing my videos, just raising awareness, that really helps out. So guys, I definitely appreciate your support. Thank you for the hearts, Becky. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever on the world. Until next time.